Here's a recap of the driving we've done so far. On the first day of our road trip, we drove about 80 miles or 130 kilometers from Manhattan to East Hanover in New Jersey. Our second day, we drove almost 500 miles or almost 800 kilometers to Cleveland, Ohio. The next day, we drove to Rockford, Illinois, and that was 450 miles or 720 kilometers. Yesterday was the longest driving day. We drove a whopping 734 miles or 1,200 kilometers from Rockford to end the day at the campsite in Belvedere, South Dakota. So far in total, we drove 1,739.6 miles or 2,799.6 kilometers, which makes us over halfway across the US with 1,587.2 miles or 2,554.4 kilometers to go. Now on to day 5. Of our trip. This is the campground. The campground is pretty big. There's room for a lot of people. It's a playground, fire pit, shower rooms, lots of places for barbecues. There's a giant lake that we're next to. But as far as any cities are, we're pretty far from them. How I slept last night was we just laid out one side of the seats, so it was all flat, and I just put my sleeping bag on there. I had my neck pillow as an actual pillow. We're going to start driving out really soon to a drug wall drug. It's a famous place in South Dakota. I guess it's like the first drugstore or something like that. But that's where we're going to this morning, and then Mount Rushmore. Grapes.
Elephants.
These are all the bugs we killed so far on just one part of our trip. Drug after 300 miles from spotting the first sign, and it's really cold over here. It's very touristy. There's a bunch of souvenir shops everywhere. There are some restaurants and cafes that are open right now, but for the most part it's just a lot of tourist spots. The history behind Wall Drug is that some person with the last name Wall came over here and he was decided to stop at this location and wanted to settle down in this town And so he made a well, like he dug a well, and then everyone who was following him was like, okay, let's just settle in this place. And that's what the person at the gas station told me. But they call it Wall Drug because he opened up a drugstore that sold a lot of things, and it's called Wall Drug because his last name is Wall. That's the history of Wall Drug. It's heavily advertised on the freeway. You'll see a bunch of signs coming towards here.
It's so windy.
Playing Pokemon.
Yeah, as usual.
Now we're going to find a place to get breakfast and then head over to Mount Rushmore. Sturgis, South Dakota, and it's sort of like the motorcycle capital of the world, or the nation at least. Got breakfast at Wanda's Kitchen on the street that we're in right now. It's where a lot of motorcyclists cover up the whole street. And there's a bunch of them, and they do ride-offs, send-offs, all those things. So there's a lot of motorcyclists who come by the city, and you'll probably hear them throughout the video. Significant thing about this city is having all the motorcyclists come and crowd the streets, and there's just a lot of them at one time. And that's Sturgis, South Dakota. Once we're done here, we're going to head to Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
One of the main reason of us going to South Dakota or Wyoming. We'll see you there. Rushmore.
Yep.
It's right there. Everyone's doing photo shoots. Has a pretty nice view of everything. There's a nice amphitheater down there too. We are here, and we want to go
Okay, so let's get that.
up
Where?
around. Here in the sculptor studio, they tell us how it was built.
Roosevelt, because he built the Panama Canal, and Borglum saw that as developing the country itself. So Borglum had the final say on all of them, and he chose them to represent the past 150 years of American history. So they have the mountain now, they have their idea, but they need one more thing, funding. And that's when they started to face some issues. They measured down, instead of 15 inches, 15 feet. I actually have a picture right here of them using that pointing system. You can see it on top of Jefferson's head in particular.
This is what the sculptors sat on while they were making Mount Rushmore.
You know, at least they're working above ground rather than below ground. So there's a little bit of advantage there. So
We're right here. Just walked all the way from here. And here's the view that we get. A little bit closer. How are those steps? Tired? A good view though, huh? There's where we were. Right there.
It is because there's a bunch of trees, but then I was like, oh, the eye is right above that tree, and then the nose is right beside that tree.
Just finished walking around the whole trail of the monument. What do you think of this rock?
Wow!
That's what Zuma thinks. There's a gift shop, and then on the other side there's ice cream and a market. Ice cream! Town called Custer. It's about 10 minutes off of Mount Rushmore site, and we're stopping by for some Dairy Queen. Haven't had a blizzard in a while, so it's gonna be pretty good. Also, last night when I was car camping, I woke up and there was a huge, there was some pain in my arm, and I looked at it and it's a huge bug bite. So I'm gonna show it to you. So if you're a little bit squeamish about bug bites, then look away now. But here it is. It's pretty, there shouldn't be a bump this big on my arm there. And just for comparison, it should be like this. This arm is pretty smooth, flat, and it's nothing on there. But then this thing, you can see that there's an actual mountain of a bump on it. It hurts a little bit, even when I'm not touching it, it's a little itchy, but I have to fight the temptation to scratch it. And even when I'm not scratching it, it's just throbbing pain right now. But it's not excruciating pain, so that's good. But I'm wearing my jacket on one half, but not on the half that has the bump, because all the pressure on the bump just makes it hurt even more. We're about 6 hours from our destination in Wyoming. So we're leaving South Dakota today and going to Wyoming and then spending the night there. Next day, we should be back home in Seattle. So excited. Can't wait to sleep on my bed again. Can't wait to use my own home shower and everything. That's our plan for today. See you guys later. Nice view though. The weather's not too cold, it's not too hot right now in this area. So I'm probably gonna take a nap too. a mountain in Wyoming, and it was snowing, and we just decided to have a snowball fight in the parking lot. Threw my ring, or I threw a snowball at Indy, and my ring fell out at the same time. But we found it in the snow, underneath the snow, a small ring this big.
That looks big to them.
Oh, it's like a size, I think 7.5. But we found it. And it was snowing up here. It's 28 degrees. And we saw a deer. And the views, Zuma saw 5, but she didn't tell us.
I did tell you. I was like, oh, there's 4
Oh, you did.
things.
There's 4 things.
I didn't know what they were. There's 4 suns.
There's 4 suns. It's another scenic area. Meadowlark Lake. It's really nice. There's the mountains, snow on all the trees.
I want an awesome moment.
Oh, they're running. He's hopping. He's hopping.
Oh,
Wow, this is cool. Oh, hello there, Mr. Deer. They're all looking at us.
No.
Some of them are coming over. They're all staring at us. So it is the night of day 12, and we are in our hotel at the Holiday Inn Express at Cody, Wyoming. It's about, how long is it from Yellowstone? Like 40 miles? Yeah. It's a pretty nice hotel. A lot of pictures of Western stuff everywhere. Today was another long day of driving. Indy is really sick.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Extremely sick compared to everyone else. So he's freezing. Zuma and I wanted to go into the pool, but it closes at 10 and it was like 9:50 by the time we got there. We're entering the quiet hallway because there's people's houses. There's doorbells in some of the rooms. So we have to be really quiet. Dreams in progress.